Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Government Class. It is Monday, November 2nd, 2020. And if it's November 2nd, you know what day it is? Almost Election Day. It is not Election Day today. It is Election Day tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday. That's a very important piece of information that you'll need a little bit later on. Today is not Election Day. But since we're so close, I figured today we take a break from everything we've been doing in government class, take the feds and anti-feds, the great debate, and just push it on over to the side and focus on Election Day. This is something we're going to talk about next unit as well in December. But what better time than now to actually study Election Day and different types of elections than when they're actually going on. So you see a bunch of stuff behind me on the board. Don't worry, we'll get to that in a second. First off, let's take a look at our schedule. We're going to start at number 5, like most people do. Number 5, late work and report cards, all right? We have report cards coming out next week. My goodness, for the second 6 weeks. Now, I know in some other videos I've told you guys, hey, get your work in. I need to get all of your late work in this week. If you have any late work, any missing assignments that you have not done for me, I need them this week. If I don't have them by Friday, you get a 0 in the grade book. A 0 is terrible. It's not going to help you at all. It's only going to hurt you. Literally anything other than a 0 will help you. Anything is better than a 0. A 50 is better. A 70, a 30. Any of those things, much better than a 0. So please, if you have any late work, get it into me ASAP. Today if you can, all right? That way we're not putting it off till the last minute. Grades and report cards come out next week. You'll be able to pick up your report cards from school. I'll put out another announcement school-wide, let you know when you can come and get those. Now, other than that, it's all government. Last class review, talk about Election Day, obviously. Today's assignment and your attendance question. So, first and foremost, last class review. We were talking about the Federalists, the Anti-Federalists, and the great debate of their day was whether or not to ratify the Constitution. Ratify means, bingo, approve. Now, they go ahead, they get to it, they say we'll add a Bill of Rights, bingo, bango, we have a Constitution. In that Constitution, it talks about how we will have a president. And that president comes to us, of course, on Election Day. So, go ahead, I want you to get a piece of paper and a pencil. If you need to pause it, that's fine. We'll wait for you. I promise I'll be here when you get back. And we're going to talk about Election Day. Very fast 5-minute review. Very fast 5-minute review. It's hard to say. Very quick, right? We're done with it. Get a piece of paper and a pencil and let's talk about Election Day. All right, great. So, in the Constitution, it lays out a plan for how someone can become president. Believe it or not, there's only 3 requirements in the Constitution to become president. You have to be 35. You have to be a natural-born citizen, and you have to have lived in this country for a certain amount of years, meaning you can't just be a natural-born citizen, 35 years old, and be living in Germany for the past 3 years, come back here and say, I want to be president. You actually have to be a resident here for the past blank. That's going to be one of your questions today for your attendance question and your assignment. So go ahead, remember that one. That's going to be question number 1. Don't worry, we'll come back to it. How many years do you have to be a resident of the United States to be a president consecutive? Now, in the Constitution, it also labels out all these things behind me. First, maybe stand over on this side. We have the 2 parties. I've got an R for these guys and a D for these guys. Some of you may know the 2 major parties in American politics are the Republicans and the Democrats. And what we start off with before anybody can become president is something called a blank, 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 blank elections. That's number 2 for your questions today for your attendance and today's assignment. You're going to want to look that up. We have these type of elections, and basically what happens in these elections is all the people from one party fight against each other. Now, when I say fight, I don't mean throwing hands here, putting up the dukes. I'm talking about they compete in an election against each other. That's why you see the verses in between each one. It's this lady versus this lady versus this man versus this lady versus this man. And what they do is everybody in this Republican Party, they go around to all the 50 states, and there's elections. There's some kind of elections, and each state kind of picks who they want out of these people. While that's going on, at the same time, there's these Democrats here. And this lady is going against this man. And he's going against this lady, who's going against this lady, and this lady, and this man. And they're all having their own debates, going to every state as well. And then each state has the blank elections. What comes from those elections is each state has a certain amount of votes. And if you get enough votes, you become ding, 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 the winner. So right here we've got a dude. It's probably this guy at the end. Right here we have a lady. It's probably this lady right here. Why not? We narrow it down. And that's what these first elections do. They narrow down the field. And once we have a field narrowed down, it's only two people most of the time. There are some smaller third-party candidates that don't get a lot of traction. They don't get a lot of publicity. The major two parties are usually the two strongest candidates. So, in our current election, this would be Donald Trump. And even though there's a dress on this person, that person would be Joe Biden. Now, I'm not saying Joe Biden wears a dress. All I'm saying is this is kind of a way that it would break down, all right? You have these people, and then you have winners come from them. We narrow the field down. So basically, you can think of it as during these elections, we're going, nope, 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 nope. This is the winner. And then, yes, nope, 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 nope. This is our winner. We narrowed it down to one from each party. Then they go against each other. You see this versus sign right here. It's this person versus this person. And we have a whole brand new election. It's called a blank, 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 blank. Those are all the letters in it. That's going to be your third question for today's assignment. What is this election called? And in this election, these two people go around to all 50 of the United States and they debate and they put out ads and they campaign. Once all 50 of these states vote, it is on the same day every 2 years, and that day is your fourth question for today's assignment. Now, I already gave you a little hint earlier. It's a Tuesday, but it's much more elaborate than that. You're going to have to explain a lot more than just a Tuesday, and not a Tuesday every 2 years. Explain to me when this election is. I gave you a hint that it's the same day every 2 years. Now, during this election, like I said, they go around to the 50 states, they campaign, they debate. Then we have Election Day, woohoo, which is tomorrow in our case. And we will have all the votes tallied up. Again, each state has a certain amount of votes. Whoever gets a specific amount, and that amount is a minimum of 270 electoral votes is what they're called. If you get to 270, you become the winner, and boom, you are our new president. And that new president does not start work right away. So tomorrow, on Election Day, if we have a winner at the end of the day, they won't start working that night, or even on Wednesday morning. They don't start working until January of next year. And they start on a very specific day. It's called Inauguration Day, and it's on January blank. And that is your fifth question for you to answer for today's assignment and attendance. This is our brief Election Day coverage, all right? Big day tomorrow. We don't have class. We're going to talk about it again on Wednesday. We're going to have an assignment focused around Election Day on Wednesday. But tomorrow, I beg of you, if you have the chance, if you have the opportunity, if you're lucky enough to have a TV or internet or even on your phones and you have the data, pay attention to what's going on tomorrow night. Right around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock our time, we'll start getting some results in from some states back east, maybe just one or two, but we'll start to figure out who is going to be our next president. Will it continue to be Donald Trump or will it be Joe Biden? That's going to be something that we're going to be looking forward to tomorrow on Election Day, Tuesday, November 3rd. For our class, though, all you have to do, get to the point, Mr. Whitebob. Your assignment and your attendance question are those 5 questions I gave you throughout the video, all right? The first one is, to be president, there are 3 requirements. One is you have to be 35 years old. One is you have to be a natural-born citizen of the United States. What's the third? I said it has to do with you living here. That's question number 1. Question number 2 is, what are these elections called, where we narrow down candidates from each party to 1? 7 letters it looks like, all right? What are those elections called? That's question number 2. Question number 3, what is this election called, where there's the 2 candidates it was narrowed down to, and the winner becomes president? That's question number 3. Question 4, on what day do we have this election? It's the same day every 2 years, but it's very specific. It's always on a Tuesday, but what Tuesday? It's very, very tough. Trust me, once you think you get it, double check it, because you're probably wrong. And then question number 5 is, what day does the president actually start work? It's called Inauguration Day. What day will the president start in January? Those are your 5 questions. It's your assignment and your attendance, so get it to me ASAP. Pay attention to the news tomorrow. Just keep an ear out. Keep an eye on your phone. See what kind of notifications you get. Hope you guys have a great week. Looking forward to discussing a new president or a new presidential outcome, some type of outcome from our election on Wednesday. You guys take care. We'll see you then.